Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Alrighty, welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Look at who we got back in studio. The bird is back.
Quack, quack, quack.
Yeah, baby.
Strutting.
Yeah, he is.
I've already done 3 catwalks today.
Yeah, looking good, man. 3 weeks off of the hip replacement procedure that he had done. He said he's a little sore, but you're walking great. There's no cane, no walker, no nothing.
Yeah, it's more the pain I feel now is just from surgery, just for healing up from the surgery. But the arthritis feels like it's gone, baby.
Was that a big part of it now you're realizing? How much of it was, you think, a bunk hip, and how much was the arthritis that was giving you the discomfort?
Well, I think they go hand in hand together. I think the arthritis attacked my hip, and I had a ton of bone spurs that I guess bone spurs that kept on reproducing. And so it just was a constant bone on bone. Like the bones are fucking.
Not in a good way, bone on bone.
Yeah, it was exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I feel great. I'm glad to get it behind me. I'm glad to I'm just glad to not be in pain like I was. That's great.
What exactly is arthritis? I mean, I've heard of the condition, but what is it? What causes it?
I think your bones start to get all messed up.
Okay.
But then again, I don't know if that's what it is. It didn't sound very medical.
That doesn't sound
Arthritis?
kind of what I was expecting.
Arthritis means, I'm reading this on Google, redness and swelling and inflammation of your joints. A joint is where 2 or more bones meet. So that middle part in between the bone gets swollen, inflamed, and causes pain.
Yeah, that middle part was gone. It had rubbed down to, that's why I had the bone on bone. If you look at my x-ray, which I don't think I can put on our social media because you can kind of see my dick.
Well, that's why you should put it on and then go, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
I should have fluffed before the x-ray. It's not the prettiest.
Teeny peeny.
But I don't think anyone's looking at an x-ray going, oh, this is getting me so hot.
Some people will look at it.
Oh, I know.
You know.
Whatever.
You
Yeah,
know.
okay. I don't have a King Kong dick. I don't want to tell you guys.
Can we Photoshop it and just give you a hog?
That's how you need to do it. Yeah.
Yes. I can give this project to Panda, my husband. He will have Hog City in like 30 seconds.
Well, somebody sent us that x-ray that their husband had gotten a knee replacement surgery, and they wanted to show us, like, going, yeah, here's the x-ray of my husband's knee replacement surgery, and right in between his knees is the tip of his dick.
Yeah.
You know, you can say, yeah.
I don't know if x-rays have always been this detailed, but I feel like they've gotten better since olden times.
Yeah, if you can see the dick, it's definitely getting better.
I mean, there was a vein? No, I'm just
Wow. That shows a lot, huh?
I'm kidding.
Wow. Yeah, it says that arthritis is caused by a combination of joint wear and tear, autoimmune reactions, infections, genetic factors, and lifestyle influences.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Check every box on that one.
Okay. All right, there you go. Jbird, you said, too, it's been 4 weeks, a whole month where you even had a cocktail, huh?
It'll be 28 days on Wednesday. Not that I'm counting.
Okay.
I'm so sorry that I brought you back Tennessee whiskey. How rude of me.
No, it's okay. It's not like I got the shakes or anything. I'm okay to take a break every now and then.
Well, we took our lumps. Sorry we were off last week, but I want to get Bird ready. His hip was gone. He had some issues. I had mental issues. There was a lot of people had issues. Virginia wanted to go see her grandmother who's 102, and so we kind of did our own little tours and did that kind of stuff, and so it was nice. So I thank everybody for giving us that week. We're in it now for a good while. So yeah, if you know kind of like the show, kind of our routines, we take a little bit of a break in the spring. Sometimes we're doing that a little bit more. It's kind of a newer thing because I used to try to go all the way to July, and I was getting a little too gassed and kind of losing my marbles a bit, and I realized I got some mental problems.
We all got mental problems.
You know, as long as you own them and you're aware of them, the mental problems don't control you.
At some point in your life, every human, you're going to have mental problems.
Yeah, so I need a little bit of a reset. So around 4th of July, when everybody's off anyway, we do that. So we try to take vacations when people are out anyway. When schools are out, then already the listenership is off and stuff, and so people are in a different routine.
Well, and your wife's a teacher, and so it's smart to take days off with her on those holidays, because you really do maximize your vacation day when you pair up a vacation day with a paid time off day.
Yeah.
That's the smart way to do it.
Yeah, I think everybody, look, I'm really starting to look into life is about you're running and you're exerting, and then you got to recover. So it really is about work and recovery. And if you're not doing the recovery part, it's just taken me, this long in my career to realize that I'd never put enough emphasis on that you got to have a little bit of time to kind of.
And when you're young, you don't feel that ache for recovery like you feel in your 50s. You know, in your 20s and 30s, your body doesn't ache for recovery like it does now.
Yeah.
Well, just with anything, even if you love something with all kind of passion, you got to take a little time off. They even say that with playing an instrument. They say take a day off, take 2 days off. Now, if you're really always practicing a lot, if you're in the beginning stages, they don't say that. But if you need a little time, you need a little reset.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing to always be aware of.
Well, if not, you're going to get weirdness sometimes.
There is something about being able to attack a project and being fresh when you do it, as opposed to anything else. So thank you for that. But we are back for the long haul, at least till 4th of July, and then we'll probably be off a couple more days then. But it's another 3 months straight KVJ, baby.
We're bitching about arthritis and aging. Welcome to the show.
Look, this is my life. It's my truth.
Fresh now, though, baby. We got Sherry on here. She came out on Friday night to KVJ at the Ballpark at Roger Dean Stadium.
Nice.
And, it's pretty much shut down. I think they may have some games today, but then the regular season starts on Wednesday. The Marlins are already playing their first home series this weekend against the Rockies at Lone Depot Park. So regular season kicks in.
We had a nice turnout on Friday, and it was so perfect because KVJ belongs in the bar area. And that's what they did. They turned the whole KVJ section into the front area of the bar.
Yeah, I was pretty bummed out because I was really excited about going. I'd gotten out of baseball for about 4 or 5 years. I really haven't had my heart in it or my head. And recently, I've kind of gotten back into it. The World Baseball Classic.
Boy, that was something.
That was. It got me
really
excited.
Yeah. My son Cannon went to that, to not the championship game, but he saw the exciting game where they had played and won. They lost to Venezuela, and I think they're playing the Dominican Republic, the game that he went to, with the controversial pitch at the end that kind of won it for the Americans, and the Dominicans going, what are you talking about? That wasn't a strike. So that's going to be another thing. It's going to start on Wednesday, too. I got to see it. I got to go up see our friend Jay Ziegler, who does the stadium announcing for Roger Dean Stadium. And they got that robo-ump stuff there that is happening now. I didn't see it too much of the games we went to, but what they do is if they don't like the pitch, the catcher can tap his head and be like, hey, ump, I think you blew it. And then they'll basically put on the screen the pitch, and then it'll either agree with the ump or to override it. And they have scorecards, because I was asking the one ump that was up there, because it's an actual umpire that watches the screen. And he's like, oh, yeah, we get graded on this. So when you get to the World Series, the guys who have the worst grades are not going to be working the playoffs and the World Series. So they know what your accuracy rating is.
And it sucks, too, if you're the umpire, because everyone's just waiting to see if you're right or if you're wrong. And if you're wrong, and it's pretty blatant. I don't know if you saw that one during spring training. The pitch was right down the middle, and they contested it, and they gave a strike after.
Was that with the female ump?
It was.
I did see that. And I didn't know if they were trolling because it's just a female ump or what.
Dude, but it was right down the dick, as they say in the game.
It was.
It was right down.
She don't have a dick, so don't say it to her.
It was right down. I mean, it was
catcher's dick, not hers.
Yeah, it was right down the middle, and with a little bit
batters, I guess,
with a little bit of elevation. I mean, just primed to knock the shit out of the ball. It was a strike.
Yeah, well, and those are the kind of things where, to me, and they've done surveys on it and polling, and people are more about getting it right than they are, because some people are like, well, it's just we're purists and we just don't bring in computers into the game and blah blah blah. But I think for the most part, people are kind of agreeing that they want the robot umps.
In 10 years, we're gonna be having robot players. So
damn.
Yeah, the Yankees are gonna draft the first robot.
Damn.
Tell me that shit won't happen.
Yeah,
you think it won't happen?
Well, Twilight Zone said it will. I'm telling you.
Well, they already do Robot Wars. You ever seen that, where they have not only just the Rock'em Sock'em robots, but they do have some kind of competition where people come up with their own destructo robots, and they put them in a ring and they fight to the death.
Have you seen some of these robots?
Do I look like I've seen robots?
They will fuck you and your family up 8,000 different ways. I can't believe how strong they are. It's insane.
It's horrifying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do they use them a lot in war, or have we not gotten to that point yet?
Using them more and more, and every time you have a war, it changes the methodology and the equipment that you use. And already just this excursion in 3 weeks that we've had with Iran, it's changing the game a bit, because I think they realized pretty quick that the drones that they were using was a lot cheaper than the missiles to knock them out of the sky. And the Ukrainians are using things to knock the drones out of the sky that only cost $2,000. We're using missiles that cost $1 million.
Oh.
And so they were realizing that, hey, they were, buying drones that cost a couple $1,000s, and we're taking $1 million missile to knock it out. And after a while, you realize you're losing the financial game in a war, even if you're taking care of their stuff. And the whole thing is Iran doesn't have to win. They just have to not lose, if that makes sense. So, sorry, I'll stop off the world politics.
I can tell by Virginia's grunt, she did not know what you meant.
I think this is like above my pay
It
grade.
sounded like somebody took the plug and unplugged you.
Sorry. Well, at the ballpark, had some KVJ Nationers out there. It was great to see them. Sherry and Randy were out there. Ladies, so good to see you.
Aw, cuties.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Said you guys been an integral part of our day and lives for a very long time.
Yeah, see, Jbird, we were set up right by the bar, and it was like all tables and chairs, and it was like so cozy.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah. It's been a while, too, because back in the day in 2016, there was Randy with Jbird and Denny's at City Place.
Yep, I remember that. That must have been old, because I was dyeing my beard and I looked like a Randy Macho Man Savage, and nobody pulled me aside and said, "Bird, what the fuck you doing?"
You and Denny's look weird. What the hell's going on with his face rug?
I don't know what we were doing, but that is not a great look for me.
No, neither one of y'all look right.
One of the best things I've ever done was just go white with your beard, dog.
And Henry said, I've been watching and listening to y'all since before Nancy Pelosi became a politician. That is a while.
Isn't she really old?
Yes.
Yeah, I think she
She did it
is.
forever, yeah. I don't think we were on when she started being a politician, but I do
That's
appreciate it. I get it,
hilarious.
yes. I said I was watching 561 PC's Catch, and I noticed this sergeant looked very familiar. Henry sent this in. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but God put me in a mold that I have to be the most popular mold of what it is. It's just typical gringo. And somebody's like, well, when did Kevin become a Delray Beach cop?
Damn, Kevin.
That doesn't really, he has a different nose than you.
He does, yeah.
But he's got an identical forehead and eye area.
We could be brothers.
But you do hit on something. There are a lot of doppelganger Ralstons out there, man.
Oh, yeah. I get so many all the time.
Of all nationalities.
Yeah.
Remember Indian Kev?
Very well.
We loved Indian Kev.
He worked at Cumberland Farms, I remember.
It does almost add to the whole simulation theory. I came from just whatever the standard dude mold is for white guys.
You're the white guy mold.
It is. It's bizarre.
That simulation theory has really got got some steam going on.
Sure, but really does. Mathematically and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, they're noticing tendencies that happen basically in our own patterns, whether it be in the universe or whatnot. And they're saying this is odd. Now, to me, I put it to there is a grand designer behind all of it, but other people think that it is a sign of the simulation. But it's very nerdy stuff that we're not going to get into here on this show. But
what would that mean? If it's a simulation, does that mean someone else is or something is controlling it? Meaning they know they make you get out of bed every day for work. They're hitting a button and go, oh, Ralston's got to get up.
Yeah, they have ultimate control. And the question would be, that's the debate. How much do they control, or do they let us kind of run around with free will? But yeah, there's a lot of things that kind of come back to there just seems to be an imprint if you look inside the DNA of life that there is a master creator that is involved with all the math and everything else that's gone on.
So whoever playing this simulation, they know I'm about to do they knew I was about to do that.
I knew you were about to do that. And I'm not the creator.
We know you're squirrely.
Damn it. I'm too predictable.
And then We got an email here from D. Schlegel, said, watch the ATS, and you're talking about the movie Disclosure Day. One interesting fact was Steven Spielberg used a method called sine wave language and stridulation when Emily Blunt starts speaking the alien language on the air. If you've seen the previews, she is a meteorologist delivering the weather to Kansas City. But this is what I found odd was she starts talking, she's going clicking and all this kind of weird stuff that's happening. But then it cuts to people on the subway that's watching her thing. I'm like, first of all, Kansas City doesn't have a subway. And second of all, not everybody's going to be watching because we know how it goes with TV and media and all that kind of stuff. They're not going to be tuned into the same thing. This isn't back in the 80s when you only had 3 channels or whatever.
There's so many options that more than likely not a lot of people are watching.
Oddly enough, with everything they were doing, she's talking alien. The thing I call BS on was everybody in the subway watching their phones.
They're not. They're just not.
I bought the alien chatter. I'm like, okay, that sounds pretty good. But oh my gosh, everybody in the subway, it doesn't exist in Kansas City watching their phones?
There's no way everybody is watching the same thing.
Mm-hmm. She said Spielberg worked with Dr. Alan Hynek on Close Encounters of the Third Kind back in 1977, and it was a scientific advisor to UFO studies undertaken by the U.S. Air Force under 3 projects, Project Sign, Grudge, and Blue Book. There are theories that the movie may be based on insider information from the work of Hynek and his soft disclosure about the existence of aliens, that they're trying to drop it on us slowly before the big reveal.
That's what I've been saying. The soft opening, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
There's many UFO people or alien people in that community. They credit the that Spielberg movie of being one of the most realistic UFO alien movies out there. If you are a believer and you've had an experience, they go, that's the most accurate right there.
Yeah, there's a lot of belief. Who knows? We might be getting close to that. And then there's all kinds of weird things happening. You know, they're still looking for that, whatever the rank was, the high-ranking military official that had worked on, he would have, if there was anything going on that the U.S. knew about aliens, he knew about it.
He grabbed his gun and went into the desert, and then now
left his phone, right?
Yeah, left his phone.
Yeah, but
they don't know where the hell he went. What was he going to do?
I don't know, but you guys are forgetting it's spring break. He's not back from spring break yet. Give it another week.
He was gone before spring break.
No,
He is doing a whole thing. And then there was another girl that worked with him, and she's also missing.
Yeah, I mean, those kind of stories right there.
They got them both.
Sounds like an X-Files show.
Yeah, it's weird. People are just going out on these nature walks, and they're disappearing. I think she might have done something different or done something similar.
And just poof.
Yeah, and they can't track her down either. And then they started to look at it, and they're finding correlations. They said, well, these two did work together at one point. So is there any kind of connection there? So who knows? Crazy stuff.
It's a good time to not know anything, because if they're snatching up all the people that had the secrets, the Epstein secrets, the UFO secrets, the government secrets, it's a good time to be dumb.
In our lifetime, do you think we get the answers that we want for aliens/UFOs, or are we going to go to the urn and not knowing?
No, I think the thing I'm starting to discover with life is the more that is revealed, the more confused you are and the more questions you have. So I don't think we're going to walk away and be like, well, I feel fully satisfied like I know the whole story. I think anything that's going to be revealed to us will just create more questions, and we'll be more like, I'm more confused than I ever was before.
This is why we drink.
Yeah, you're like, oh, cool, I know the answers to everything. Holy fuck, I'm freaking out, man.
Yeah. And there's all kinds of little videos that I always see, and you never know what is true and what is not, but there was this one guy, and he was, I guess it was like maybe his father or whatnot, and apparently he was in one of those kind of programs, and they have there's a lot of underground bases that they have, and he said that he was for months being debriefed every single day at this underground base in West Virginia where he was learning about the alien stuff, and he would cry himself to sleep every single night because he had just brought 2 young daughters into this world, and after what he learned about with aliens, yes, they are there, they're working with the U.S. government and finding out what their intentions are and where this universe is going, he was just completely sad that he continued life and what his daughters were going to have to face.
What if we found out the real Illuminati were aliens?
Damn.
I swear I did not just hit a wonder joint yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah, I was watching a special on the Illuminati last night, oddly enough. And it was interesting because I didn't know a lot about it. And they always talk about, Jay-Z and all these other celebrities that were in it. But the Illuminati was a real thing that actually launched in 1776 when we started the country. And their whole goal was to try to infiltrate, pockets of power and then kind of get their enlightenment, which is where Illuminati comes from, in there. And then, go after these world leaders. And so signs and symbolism is very big. And so they kind of broke down of all these different signs that you have at different stages when you join the Illuminati, and then they showed all these celebrities, whether it be Beyonce, Jay-Z, anything from making the okay sign, which is all of it again comes back to the occult and a lot of the demonic stuff. And they were talking about some of these rich guys like the Rockefellers and the Bushes and whatnot that get in these societies, and they have robes, and a lot of it's occult like type stuff that they do. There's mock human sacrifices that they do as part of their rituals, and somebody had snuck a camera in and was recording one of them, and it was some crazy stuff. And there's one group that they worship the owl, they look at it for its knowledge, and there's a big statue, a big stone owl that they have, and it's weird stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of little secret societies, but what they know and what they do, who knows?
I would just like to know these secrets. I just want to know how much power do they really have?
Yeah.
And I'm sure some of these groups have power within their, the country or the area that they're living in, but how far does this power go?
Yeah, I think it's a loose organization. I think there are different groups, and they all do kind of conspire, and they do talk to each other, whether it be population control or finances. And I think they try to take care of their own, that they really believe that they know better than everybody else. And the more they put themselves and keep themselves in power and keep, a boot on our throats, the better off the world is going to be. So they believe like they're special, and that's what we're seeing. Honestly, the Jeffrey Epstein story is a microcosm of that.
Yeah.
You've got the ultra elites, and then you've got the regular people that they take advantage of and use as their pawns.
Oh, they are special because they have bought power and influence and don't have to follow the same rules of the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
So they're exactly accurate in saying that they are special.
Yeah. Epstein's just a hair of what we know. You think there's only one Epstein out there? Shit that.
You're
of course
right.
Not.
Yeah.
There's probably many, many more just like him that are still cloaked in secrecy.
Yeah, I think ours just went off the rails.
Yeah, it's not like Epstein's dead and it's over. This isn't Return of the Jedi. Just because you blow up the Death Star, the Empire could still be there.
In fact, I'd imagine that they were probably very upset with Epstein that he became so exposed.
They're like, dude, you let them get your emails and now they know about us eating babies. Thanks.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
I asked my dad, I go, Dad, do you believe all this shit about them eating babies and all that? Oh, I don't know about that shit. I don't know about, like, my dad's not on TikTok either.
Yeah, I didn't. A couple months ago, I thought that's a little too extreme, but it just some more reliable sources have kind of come back to that there might be something to it.
With absolute,
I think sacrificing, I think child
farming
sacrifice
babies, eating babies, and drinking that adrenaline blood.
Even just one thing, I was watching a video with Tim Tebow in it. He's way into all this stuff.
He is. He's trying to do the Lord's work.
Yes, he is, and it is a tough field to be in because I've talked to somebody. They actually have a house here in South Florida they keep very secret, but they break girls out of sex trafficking, and they don't ever announce the location of where it is because they're afraid the sex traffickers will come back. But there's a lot of guys that are former military that have volunteered for this group, and they do secret missions all around the world. But
Good
they go
for
into
them.
Very dangerous situations to try to break children out, and then when they do, then they kind of plop them in these little communities. And so but they're very secretive in what they do because they don't want to tip off the sex traffickers. They don't want to bring any undue attention to these girls that are in horrific situations. But even Tim Tebow in his video was talking about the slave trade, sex trafficking, and then he even mentioned child sacrifice. And so when Tebow's in it, I'm like, I'm sure the stuff he's seen, and he is like, I don't know how he's doing it because every day he is knee deep in these very troubling stories.
He looks like he's rocked by it. Unless he's the best actor ever, which I don't think he is. I think he is very genuine. He is disturbed by the things that he knows now, and he's going to put all of his celebrity, all of his everything behind trying to stop this, and that is a hero.
Mm-hmm.
And he's someone that actually can get things done.
Yes, exactly.
I think everyone's horrified by these details. I mean, it should hit you in the gut.
It should.
It lived in the shadows for a long time because I don't think we wanted to know. And I think now a lot of people are just feeling a responsibility to say, we can't allow this to happen in our world.
How is this even possible that it is happening?
That if good people ignore this, then you're not a good person.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, he's taking it on. But yeah, so you better be praying for Tebow because it's a heavy stuff, man. And it's very evil. It's very dark. And wish him the best.
Wish him the best. But you know what? He's a strong guy and strong, faith-based. I'm glad Tebow's on the front line.
Yeah, absolutely. I just hope he can do well with it and really make a dent.
I hope they don't try to take him out.
Well, I'm sure somebody probably will at some point, but I'm sure he is well aware of the risks he's taking. So
yeah, if you're putting your heart and soul into that, you're ready for the whatever comes to you. I would imagine if you were on the front lines doing shit. Mm-hmm. But I think it's worth it to him.
It is. You can see it in his voice and in his message.
Now, I don't know if you would call this a conspiracy theory because I don't think anything ever came of it. But on Tuesday, we dropped a classic KVJ video because it was on St. Patrick's Day years ago that we had that classic wrestling brawl that happened at the Mulligans in Jensen Beach where we had these wrestlers in studio and we were having some fun playing stuff. Jbird grew up loving wrestling and we were going to put on a show, a little wrestling exhibition for the people there in Jensen Beach. And then when we got into it, realized maybe the script was a little too loose and it got a little too real.
Script? I don't even think there was a script.
I thought there was, and I'm like going, so I don't know anything about wrestling. So I turned to the guy that organized it. I'm going, is this normal? He's like, no. He's like, the shit's bonkers. He's like, there's no script. It's completely off the rails. You got to help me rein this in. I'm like,
it went from being like fake and like a stunt or like acting to a real brawl.
So I think what really kind of set it all off, there was a few moves that they had done to me that a couple of my friends did not like. They thought they were going a little too hard on me. And I think that initially kind of set the whole thing off, especially with my boy Bigfoot, my kidney brother. Mm-hmm. If you see someone fucking around with me, he took off the mask. He was ready to fight everybody. He chased the van down and caught it.
Yeah.
I mean, he was going to fight 7 wrestlers. They didn't get out.
It is a crazy video that, we have up on the KVJ Show YouTube that you can see, but there are a couple things that stood out to me. Now, one of the things that I noticed was Bigfoot comes into the ring and it's kind of a melee. Everybody is in there. Your buddy Jim. And he gets kind of a side kick from Romeo the wrestler and is knocked down to the ground. And then I think he was a little bit stunned from that. And as he's on the ground, he realizes I'm coming up with a haymaker. But your buddy Klepto had just entered into the ring and he had on a black hoodie. And he comes over to try to tangle with Romeo. Just as your buddy Jim, Bigfoot, is coming up with a haymaker. And if you look, someone strikes Klepto super hard and sends him flying. It's like a movie punch. You know how they connect with somebody and it knocks them off of their feet and they go flying?
Are you saying it was friendly fire?
It ejected Klepto.
I am not positive, but you're watching on YouTube. You can see here comes Klepto. Bigfoot hits and all of a sudden, Klepto goes flying.
Oh, my gosh.
And I can't tell if it's Romeo that strikes him or if it was Bigfoot. I don't know if Bigfoot hit Romeo, but you see both of their hands, Romeo and Bigfoot's, came around at the same time. So I don't know if one or both of them actually punched him at the same time, which might explain why he went flying the way he did.
I don't know if you remember, but we had Romeo and then the tall blonde woman in our studio. And I remember we did some...
She was Isis the Amazon.
Yes, and she had a little bit of a run. I think she might still be in wrestling. She had a bit of a run. She was about to start making it. I don't know what happened, but when he came into the studio, he gave me a slap to the chest, one of those.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Out of anything that day, that was the most painful. I thought my heart was going to explode. He hit me so hard in the chest, and I asked for it, but I didn't think my man was going to go that hard. I knew when I got that hit, and I go...
They were not pulling any punches or anything. This was their chance to shine, and they were like, we're going to whoop the hell out of this radio show.
Yeah, and they did.
I wish we could go back.
I can't imagine why I have hip issues. Well, I'm getting my ass beat with a chair. I know Magnolia, your daughter, she was crying.
She was so upset. I had to get my daughter out of there because she knew it was real.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody watching knew that this had crossed the line from something scripted and fun to a brawl.
Yeah.
With people that she loved really getting hurt.
You know, I'm looking back at the playback. It looks like Bigfoot goes to punch Romeo, but at the same time connect with Klepto's arm, and then it hits Romeo's arm. I think Romeo's arm goes into Klepto because Bigfoot hit him.
Yeah, I can't see what's going on. But I kept watching that back, I'm like, I can't tell if it's Bigfoot or Romeo or maybe both fists at one time. Maybe that's why Klepto flew the way he did, because he is knocked back in a powerful way off of his feet.
He's fucking wearing flip-flops.
He's wearing flip-flops. Yeah.
He didn't know it was going to be a real fight.
He did not know
he would have got different footwear.
Nobody knew this was going to happen. They just saw me get my ass beat, and then Bigfoot gets in the ring, and then everyone just charges the ring.
I mean, can we talk about what happened to poor Andy the alien that day?
Well, he got in there, and so I watched that back, too. If you go watch the whole video, you can see him. Andy's the one that's dressed in the alien costume, and he can't really see because of this mask. And so I think he was kind of trying to look around to get cues off.
He thought it was still acting.
He thought everybody was going back out again at the same time. So he kind of goes out, and then he's looking around for him, and then he realizes he's the only one in the ring.
Well, because I was getting fucking choke slam on the concrete in the
real
parking
pavement.
Yes.
So he's the only one in the ring, and he gets hit with a chair, and it sends him flying, and now his mask is on sideways, and he can't find his way back to his side of the ring. So he walks to he's so confused and disoriented after that chair slam he took to the head. He walks to the wrong side of the ring, and now he's stuck, and his safety is blocked by Romeo with a chair, who hits him another 2 times. I'm like, oh my gosh, he was getting destroyed.
Oh my gosh.
One of my favorite things ever when shit goes wrong at an event is, especially when you play it back on the audio, when you're watching it back, is hearing Kevin losing control go, Bigfoot, no, man, someone get Bigfoot, no.
Bigfoot, no.
Kind of like our super
You should have seen, he threw me away like I was nothing, and I was big Kev then. He just was like, whoosh. I'm like, all right, never mind.
He didn't see anybody.
Nope.
He saw Romeo.
I'm like, I know when to bow out of this one, so I gotta let that burn himself out.
When I fell on you at Super Pie, you just hear Kevin in the background. Ooh, wow.
Ooh, yeah, well,
It's like this in the background. Kevin's like, I wish I could fix that. Teleport to 5 seconds earlier.
All the times I would have disappeared.
Oh, poof.
Well, 57% think that it was Bigfoot that actually connected with Klepto, not the wrestler himself.
I hope it was the wrestler.
I honestly think it was Bigfoot touching
The wrestler's arm
yeah.
that touched, friendly fire, but it makes me sad.
I'm impressed that Bigfoot caught the van.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing as well. So,
He was pissed.
if you'd like to go back and relive that St. Paddy's Day, that is up on the KVJ Show YouTube channel. It was definitely something. Earlier, we were talking about this movie, which I've heard a lot of hype from, the Project Hail Mary. And Katie from Palm Beach said, yeah, I saw it over the weekend. It was so good. Great storyline. Gave you all the emotions. Just a feel-good movie.
Yeah, it's based on a book. And from the preview I saw, it looks like it's kind of one of them end-of-the-world type of movies. And Gosling kind of plays an unassuming, I can't, what do you mean? I can't do it. But it looks really good. He's good.
I love him. I think he is so good in the Barbie movie.
He's played it pretty well, hasn't he?
He has.
I don't think there's any scandals there.
You don't see anything. He doesn't act all stupid.
Mm-hmm. He's having quite a run. No doubt about it. Now, our buddy Chase from Chick-fil-A, who's now in Altamont Springs, Florida. Love to see what he's doing. He is climbing that Chick-fil-A ladder.
Good for you. That's a promising ladder.
Mm-hmm. So I wanted to comment on a few different things that have come up. Somebody was asking and wrote in if Jason had watched the movie Companion. The movie was a little bit of a surprise to me. The trailer does not do it justice, but in short, imagine AI gets so advanced that you can have a human-like robot, like an android for a partner. It's more of a psychological thriller with some built-in comedy. I highly recommend this to Jbird because it affirms everything he says and feels about AI and robots. This should be on Prime Video.
Yeah, we're just scratching the surface. I'm not going to give an AI doomsday report because I know I do that a lot, but she's getting fucked, Virginia.
Yeah, in fact, I just was watching a video. Larry Ellison last night was basically just saying that if you're a coder or a computer programmer, your job's over.
Really?
He said as of now, He said, we're not using you. He said, AI is writing itself, and so you are no longer needed.
So much for all those coding classes they told us to put our kids in 7 years ago.
Well, it really does.
That was all the rage.
It reminds me a lot of Star Wars and all that. You got almost two different factions going at each other. People who are AI, hopeful, they love it, and other people go, this is doomsday. What are we doing here? And both sides are very passionate about it.
Yeah.
If you say you don't like AI, you are a fucking dinosaur, and oh, come on, you don't want to change with the times, which it's not true. You just don't want to lose I don't want technology to get so good that I don't have a job.
Well, AI, I think, is making us dumb.
It is making us dumb.
You're not doing the work that your brain used to do because you're letting AI do it for you. And in the long run, you will get dumber when you don't use your brain.
I just saw another report to kind of piggyback off what Mr. Ralston brought maybe 3 weeks ago about kids and their learning.
Yep.
And I mean, I don't know how much of it is just for shock, but they're saying kids don't even know how to turn things on now. Is this true?
I don't know.
I mean, the list of things they were saying kids cannot do now. No,
I don't know how to turn things on either.
Women or computers.
Yeah, no, you're right.
But it was basic
turn
shit.
things off.
Basic shit you couldn't do that everyone should know. I'm just wondering, is it just an attack on AI, or are kids really not knowing what's going on?
Great question. I think we all have to sit down with our kids and really make sure that they're getting the basics.
Mm-hmm. Well, the one thing that I had seen, and this came from Mark Cuban, and he was saying what you should do is learn how to write AI programs for businesses. Got a buddy of mine, in fact, my cousin, who has an insurance place in Broward, and he had two people that were working for him that were kind of like doing a lot of the answering phones, setting up appointments and all that. And they were kind of giving him a tough time and wanting more money and this and that. And he said, you know what? He got rid of both of them and he went on AI and he replaced both of their jobs with AI, saved himself that money. It's just as efficient and he doesn't have to pay severance. And that was the thing that Larry Ellison had said. And I'd seen that a lot of clerical work, even the legal stuff. They said AI can do, and this number I remember, 44% of all legal assistant work.
Whoa.
Yeah, administrative work, it can do basically all of it. So what Mark Cuban was saying is learn how to go into a business and say, I can automate. If you have 10 positions, I can automate 8 of these.
You got to create the AI.
And I will create it for you so it'll run everything efficiently and you can save yourself all this money and you can pay a chunk of it to me. And so that right now seems to be, and I don't know how long that career will be around.
Right.
Mark Cuban would say probably for the next 5 to 10 years, you can make a really good run having that be your business. Understand how to go. He said, because look, they don't know how to do this stuff.
No.
That's not something.
None of us do.
And they're not going to take time to know it. So if you do that work and learn the AI, that you could set up the digital assistants, that you could go into companies then and start making money doing that.
All right, Rocco.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull him right out of the 5th grade and put him into AI tech school.
Yeah, because by the time he graduates, it'll be too late.
Right.
They can do it now.
Until they come up with something different than AI. That's AI is going to be look at how we look at beta,
BI,
or a cassette. Like AI, that's old shit. We now have super AI.
And he said, you also were talking about how billionaires knew about the pandemic that was coming in 2020, and they all have underground bunkers. Kevin and Jason, I'd highly recommend a show that I just watched and loving called Paradise on Hulu. The show stars Sterling K. Brown and is action-packed, but also character-driven with amazing storytelling and a mystery to top it off. Think post-apocalyptic mystery thriller. If you don't like it after the first episode, give it up, but it's so good.
I like it. But to me, it's too scary because that shit could be real.
I think out of anybody on the show, I'm probably the biggest bunker guy. I would love a bunker with or without Armageddon.
Well, they were showing on TV the other day. I was watching this show and they were showing how to make a bunker. You just buy one of those big shipping containers, you dig a hole in your yard and you put it in there and then you cover it with turf and boom, now you got a bunker.
I think I'm fucking making a doomsday bunker.
Dude, you could so make a bunker.
And you could put a shit ton of Twinkies down there, and they'll be fine in 50 years.
But Twinkies, really? That's where we're going?
I don't like Twinkies, but they always say you can, they're made out of, I don't know, I think, pillow.
Twinkies are bullshit.
I agree. You're right. A terrible idea. I'm just saying for the longevity. Because I hate Twinkies too.
Yeah, they were talking about how much these bunkers cost, and some of them, I think it was about $1 million a piece for some of the higher end ones that they're doing. But now I see the low budget people that are just they're talking about how you can dig your own bunker.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. I saw this guy just went out into the forest and he found an old tree stump and he had a little chain thing. He knocked it over. He dug a big old kind of like pit and they put some trees that he cut down off of it. And they did it all fast. So it was really quick. And then he put the stump back up and he made that his door. So it looked like a little secret hidden entrance. I'm like, that's so cool. He had a little fireplace down there and a bed. He's like, you ever need to escape? Just go here for some quiet.
That is cool.
That's why I love that show Alone. They send the people out in the woods and they have to, fend for themselves. They have to make their own shelter. And some people really are skilled at looking at the land and making a unbelievable shelter. It's crazy to see. Then there's other people that it looks like two logs in a fucking bush on top of it.
Right.
But there was this one guy who made it with mud. It was you'd want to stay there.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there you go. That would be more my kind of bunker. Go dig a little hole in the dirt and call it good. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for coming back. It's good to be here. Appreciate all your emails. Send them to us. mail@kvjshow.com. mail@kvjshow.com.
There's some kind of party outside. I don't know what's going on. There's all kinds of cupcakes. Oh, my mom looks so happy.
Okay.
She's digging into the cupcakes.
Oh, your mom's
I'm watching her. I'm like, oh no.
Oh, there she
That
goes.
diabetic, man, she runs right to the sugar.
She can't help herself, huh? How's that Ozempic working?
She's battled through Ozempic and gained weight on it.
That's impressive. She beat Ozempic.
She beat Ozempic.
That'd be a great t-shirt.
I want to stay, but I have to go build a bunker.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Enjoy your Monday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Goodbye.